Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Anya. Today's video is going to be all about products that I've changed my mind about, whether I started out really loving them or started out not liking them and ended up loving them. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first, my skin is still messed up, so if I look droopy or whatever, that's why. It's very dry and cracky and not cute. I'm really trying my best not to put a lot of product on it, just to minimize the appearance of the dry skin and to, help it. The next thing is, if the products that I talk about negatively or that I don't like anymore are your favorite products, please don't take offense to them, and vice versa. It's just makeup. We all have different needs and wants and opinions, so that's that. Okay, so this video basically is going to be about products that at first I either liked or didn't like, and then as I used them, my mind changed. The first two products I don't have with me. I actually use the products up and I don't plan on repurchasing them. The first one is this mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, the waterproof version. I feel like it does really nice things for your lashes. It makes them nice and voluminous and long and beautiful. And with all that, I still won't repurchase that mascara because it is the worst to remove from your lashes. It is just so incredibly hard to take off. I use micellar water. I'll go in with like an oil cleanser and it still will not remove all of the mascara. It's like super glue mascara. While I think that the mascara is beautiful on the lashes, the process of taking it off is enough for me not to buy it again. The next product is this guy. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. When it first came out, it was the only thing that I used. I think it's the only thing that a lot of people use just because it's so full coverage, and it is so full coverage. I don't like this concealer because it mattifies the skin, and I have very dry skin, and I noticed that the more I used it, the drier that my under eyes were, and I just didn't like the feeling of them. I do like the coverage of the Tarte Shape Tape, but the dryness is just something that I can't overlook. Also, they went up in price, which is kind of annoying. It started out like $23 or $24. Now it's up to $27. Like, they knew the hype was there, so they just raised the price. Something about that just rubs me the wrong way. But with those two products that I don't have out of the way, I'm going to show you the products that I do have and why I changed my mind about them. The first one will probably surprise you. It is the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. This is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. The colors are really, really beautiful. When I first used this, the first, I want to say 2 or 3 times, I was like, it's not that special of eyeshadows. Like, I didn't get it as to why everybody was so hyped over this. And the more I used it, the more I played around with it, the more looks that I created with it, I realized how amazing these eyeshadows are. Not only are they super blendable, but the colors make beautiful looks and they don't muddy on themselves. Just a really nice palette to work with. I'm always surprised when I use this palette at how much I really like it. The next product that I have is also an eyeshadow palette. This is the Desi x Katy Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. It comes with 4 very shimmery shades in here. I loved this when I first used it. I thought they were so unique, so wonderful, so awesome. While I do think that these 2 colors are pretty unique, I can find very close dupes to them. And I realized the more I use this that I don't really like the formula of these eyeshadows. They're very, very scratchy on the eyes and they have a lot of glitter fallout. That fallout will stay on your face forever. It's so hard to remove. I'll probably still use them because I bought them and they are very pretty on the eyes, but they're just not my favorite. And I was really in love with them when I first got them. The more I use them, the more I just didn't like the application part of it. So the next one is this guy. This is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster Trio thing. It comes with 3 different powders. When I first got this, I used it like 3 weeks straight and I was like, oh, they're good. But the more I used it, the more I just wasn't wowed by them. I feel like the powders are really actually quite hard in here. They're not very soft and they're kind of chunky. I don't think they're horrible, but I really liked them when I first started, and now they're just meh for me. The next product is not a makeup product. It is actually this guy. This is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Water Gel. At first, I didn't like this at all. I don't like this for my face, and I realized that as I was using it until I was like halfway through. I still didn't like it. I found that the only way that I really love this product is for under the eyes. I feel like this hydrates the under eyes so well. But I really like this for under the eyes. It's very gentle and it's smooth, and I feel like it does a good job of hydrating underneath the eyes, but not all over the face. For some reason, all over the face, I don't feel like this did anything. Okay, so the next one is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. At first, I was like, it's okay, it's all right. The more I use this, I love this. I feel like it blurs your pores and it gives you like a glow. It's a really nice primer that gives you that glow from within kind of feel, and I really like this. At first I wasn't that impressed with it, but now I really love this, and I will repurchase this once I use the rest of my primers. So the next one is this blush from Tarte. This is in the shade Feisty. This is their Amazonian Clay blush. I didn't like this to start with. I kind of felt like it was overhyped, and I was like, I don't see what the big deal is. While I do prefer a blush that has a little bit more of a sheen to it because this is very matte, I really like the formula of these. I feel like they last a long time on the skin, and they're really pretty on the skin. You can build this up to where it can edge too much, but it's actually very hard to get there, which I really like. I really don't like pigmented blushes. I figured that out, that I just don't want to deal with them. So this is a really good formula, and the hype for this, unfortunately, is actually quite real. The next product that I've changed my mind about is this guy. This is the e.l.f. blush palette. I broke this one, sorry. This is a quad of blushes. I used to really like this blush palette, especially this color here. And while I still like the color choices in here, I figured out, like I said before, that I just like blushes that are less pigmented. These are very, very pigmented blushes, and they're just not worth the trouble, to be quite honest. I do think the colors are really, really great, and if you can go in with a light hand, they work beautifully, but for me, I don't think I'm that light-handed. I just have stopped reaching for them. Lastly is this guy. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I did a comparison test using this with the Tarte Shape Tape. When I did that video, I liked the concealer, and after I used it a couple of times, I did still like the concealer. But the more I used it, I had the same problem as I did with the Tarte Shape Tape, where it was just so drying on the skin. I do think it covers fairly well, and it is a good concealer if you like matte concealers, but for me, it's just way too drying. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Those are the products. Those are not all the products that I've changed my mind about, but those are the products that I could think of when I was going through my stuff. If you have products that you have changed your mind about, leave them down below. I would love to hear your experience on those products. What do you think of the products that I picked? Did you guys have the same reaction? Did you guys change your mind on them too? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will have a giveaway coming up here shortly, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! And while I do prefer, this is their Amazonian Clay blush. This is their Amazonian Clay blush. This is their Amazonian Clay blush. I found I prefer more creamy, powdery. I prefer more creamy powder. I do like the coverage of the Sharp Tape.